The activities icon is available to both the host and the students. However, the moderator or host of the meet has control of these activities. We have breakout rooms, polls, and a Q&A option. I'm just going to turn off those captions. The Q&A allows the moderator to ask questions. It also allows the students to ask questions as well. This way, we can see what pertinent information needs to be discussed. The host does turn on Q&A and can allow questions. And once we get a few questions into the chat, we can sort them by oldest, by newest, or by popular. So for example, I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to post my question. So my students can upvote the question, or we can elect to mark it as answered once it has been addressed. I, as the moderator of the meet, can delete or hide the questions. We also have the ability to create polls. Again, the host has control of the polls and the breakout rooms and has the ability to turn on the Q&A feature. So the moderator can ask a question, for example, would you have $1 million or 1,000,000 friends? And then the students would then select their answer. I could ask another question. These are good questions for exit tickets, for do nows, discussion starters. It just allows us to be a little bit more engaged in our classroom environment. So our students would get a notification that they have a new poll question when I hit launch. And then we click on our option that we would like to see. Okay. So we have our votes, we have our voting options, and we have the ability to show everyone our results as the votes come in. And then we can end the poll. Another option that we have is the breakout room feature. This is an essential component of any Google Classroom. We can break into small groups to encourage discussion. We want to note that you can select up to like 500 rooms. You can split your classes into pairs, into quarters, whatever works for your students. It's also important to note that your Google Classroom will try to make these breakout rooms as even as possible. You can drag and drop your names into your breakout rooms, or you can allow Google Classroom to shuffle the names around so that the names are randomized. If you do not want to have students together in the same group, you can take one out and drag them. So you see here we have a main call and then breakout 1 and breakout 2. We can elect to have several other rooms. However, for our tutorial, I'm going to keep it to 2 so that we can see what happens. Once we open the rooms, you'll see this circle, this sort of working circle. This means that our students are waiting to join, or we are waiting for our students to join. And you can see over here on the right-hand side of my screen, I'm in as a student, so I'm going to join my breakout 2, and my other student is going to join breakout 1. You'll also notice that your attendance takes every time you break into a classroom. Okay, so you see here we are in breakout 2. I'm going to hide my attendance, and I have the ability to edit these rooms as I need to. I can clear that out, and I can end the call by selecting close rooms. Okay, so it's important to note that you can keep these rooms for as long as you would like to. When your meeting has ended, your students will be prompted to return to the main call. And we can open them again if we need to. And also our moderators can enter rooms at any time. We can always open the rooms, drag your name into that room, and you can check on your students as needed. Again, the attendance will join every time you open up a new breakout room. So just be aware of that. Okay, in our breakout rooms, we still do have the activities. So we can add polls and questions there as well. And then when we're done, we can close out our rooms and return to our main screen. And then we can bring everybody back into our main room and our class by asking a question or taking another poll and allowing our students to discuss what they have learned as a whole group. So those are the new features of Google Classroom, and happy meeting.